Now let's go to. I saw you. I saw you.
I wanted to quickly.
Oh no, we can't. Assin North. You were there. Which building were you standing? I saw you. I saw you talking to some. Was it an assemblyman or?
I was playing your role for a bit.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. Social media is now.
So last week I was in Assin North. And I went to Assin North to support communication.
What's the message of the MPP there?
No, I'll come there. To support the communication efforts of our party. Now, before I went to Assin North, we had in the media space in Accra a narrative that the government has not done anything in Assin North.
That cannot be true.
Oh, that was the narrative.
I think what the narrative was, Mr. Kofi Tonto, was that the government had ramped up work on existing projects and even restarted work on projects that had been left dormant. That was a narrative.
No, not entirely.
Okay.
Because I also watched a program, your Saturday morning program, where there was a debate.
There was a discussion.
Yes. Okay. Where even my friend Miracles was trying to point to the fact that there were instances of projects that have been done, were already on course, and then videos were played.
Because we even went to show AstroTurf's Agenda 111 project that, and then wrote and things like that.
So anyways, my job as a communicator was to effectively dispel that notion. Whether it's more or whatever, I wanted to dispel that notion that the government has made commitment to the good people of Assin North. And that commitment didn't start this year. For example, if you look at the major road in the trial constituency, they have 3 constituencies next to each other, Assin North, Central, and South. If you start from Assin North, the major road that leads all the way to the Ashanti region, first class road, was not started last month or this year. It was started previous years. Then I took the effort to visit some monuments that have been done prior to the election. And that's where you saw the video of me visiting the AstroTurf, the Agenda 111, which is at Lento level. I visited the district assembly. I visited the SHS. I visited the primary schools, etc. to show to Ghanaians that indeed the government has committed resources to the good people of Assin. And the resources included all these things. I'm going there this week as well, and I'll be doing more.
This week?
This week. I'll be going there.
But the election is next week?
Yeah, I'll be going there, and I'll be doing more to show Ghanaians that we have committed to over 120 projects in the constituency, and we are going to show Ghanaians that. Now, coming to our message is very simple. That the NDC presented a candidate who, at the time of filing to become the candidate, was not qualified per the rulings of the law. And that the candidate knew he was not qualified. Now, the candidate contested in 2012, and he attempted to contest in 2012 and was disqualified by the NDC party. He attempted again in 2016 to contest. The party allowed him to go through, except he lost the primaries to another NDC person. So all these years, he was contesting to lead the constituency, although he was a Canadian citizen. So the whole argument about intent is bogus. His mens rea was that I am going to do this in a covert manner, maintain my Canadian citizenship, and then still pursue the agenda of becoming a member of parliament. That was his mens rea. What?
How do you say that?
I'm saying that because I've cited examples of when he tried to contest in 2012, and he was told by the party chairman then that you don't qualify, go and let go your citizenship. He didn't. He was told again in 2016. He didn't. It was after 2020 that he did. So let nobody create the impression that somehow Jachi Kwesin only started the process in 2020, and then he was in the process.
You mean in 2020?
Kofi, don't do that. What? He didn't do this after 2020.
He did it in 2020.
He applied for
from 2019.
Then
COVID came.
For way back months.
Okay, can I finish?
Close to a year before 2020 elections.
Okay.
It was the certificate that delayed. Let's be truthful, please.
Okay.
Please go.
There is nothing like a certificate.
You are going according to the ruling or the judgment.
No. I'm saying that. Yes, of course. But I am also saying that a person has established mens rea. The mens rea is that I want to contest for the good people of Assin North as far back as 2012. If you wanted to contest as far back as 2012, why do you wait to 2019 to start the process? That's the point I'm making.
Came in. So
and then say that COVID came in and it was delayed.
No, but COVID came in.
But whose fault is it? Whose fault is it that you started in 2019? Is it my fault? Is it your fault? If you wanted to be an MP as far back as 2012, why didn't you start in 2012? Why wait to 2019? 7 years later. Please.
This argument you are making is funny. But
what is funny about it?
You are responding.
What is funny about it? But the bottom line is that you took the good people of Assin North on a river and left them in the middle of the river. It's like sheep without shepherd.
So that's the message you're sending on ground.
No, I'm telling you that we are letting the people know that this is a man who put his first interest first.
Are you telling them that he will also go to jail? Because yesterday, Andre Japamesa says that if he looks at the facts of the case, that there's a criminal case that's ongoing.
No, we don't have to tell them he's going to jail. The facts show that he's likely. Because I wouldn't say
the facts show that
he's likely
to,
because he's committed perjury.
He's likely to
go to jail because he's committed perjury.
And I'm saying, is that what you're telling?
No, I'm saying that we aren't saying that. The laws are saying that if you commit perjury and you are found guilty of committing perjury, you go to jail. We don't have to repeat that. And then after letting the people know who Jachi Kwesin is, somebody who lied to them, we are telling them there is a better candidate. His name is Charles Opoku. A person who has lived in the constituency, come from the constituency, both parents.
That doesn't vote there. So
it doesn't matter because the constitution is clear. You don't have to vote there. The spirit of the constitution is clear. We are Ghanaians. We have traditions and norms. And the constitution appreciates that Roland can live in Accra and vote in Accra, but commit resources to his hometown. Yes, to his hometown. The spirit of our constitution recognizes that we are a people whose lineage matter more than where you were born. That's why the constitution was clear to say registered voter. So don't go there. Don't even go there. So we have told them that we have a more responsible leader in the name of Charles Opoku, who is not going to lie to them. A person who has committed resources to the constituency way back, building schools, committing scholarships, etc., to the good people of Assin. And that he is the right person to lead them, and not a liar like Jachi Kwesin. That is what we are telling the people. Not somebody who will go and leave them in the middle of the ocean. And that's what we are saying. So we have
the message on the ground.
Of course, we have the right person to lead them, and we are telling them the job we have done. Now let me tell you the message they are selling. Let me tell you the message they are selling. They are selling evil messages on the ground. Terrible messages talking about.
Boss, I don't have the time. If I catch you, Kofi before.
Now you want to sell our message too fast.
Please.
Let me tell Ghanaians about
unfortunately, I have only 2 minutes each
let's
for you.
close.
So, what do you make of all this? On one hand, what he said, and then the Jachi Kwesin case itself, and how that can sell as a message.
Well, I have said how disappointed I am that our party did not file a candidate. Will this man be a bit sanitized this morning?
Okay, please go ahead.
That our party did not file a candidate, and for that reason, I have not been to Assin North. I was hoping that we'll be able to file a candidate to give a good message to the people of Assin North, that the rhetoric of the NDC and the MPP should be thrown away to allow for a more rational candidate to lead the constituency. We have not succeeded in that. But if I look at the issues today, I get a bit terrified that the MPP, after all the threats in the year 2020, that if they vote for Jachi Kwesin, they will take him to court. The people heard your message and they rejected it. Kennedy Ajapong was in the constituency, and he was very, very loud, telling the people that they will take Justice Kwesi to court and that he will not be allowed to sit in parliament. It was an open statement in the year 2020. The people ignored you and voted for their choice. When they voted for their choice, you, who claim to be Democrats, decided to deny the people their right to representation in parliament by your act of subterfuge. Today, they are going back to the constituency, and you are going back again telling them the message that you sold, which was rejected. You are telling them now that, look, if you dare us, this is a threat to the people of Assin. You are telling them that if you dare us and vote against our candidate, we are going to imprison Justice Kwesi. The people say we are not daunted by your threats. So you cannot always use force to achieve, and that when people reject your message, you want to use the judiciary to compel the people to accept what you want. I think that it is not wise. It's not wise at all. Democracy should be about what the people prefer. And the preference, and I have said this time without number, that what a ruling it would have been if our court has said that given the circumstances of COVID-19 and the pervasiveness that it stopped work in many jurisdictions, Justice Kwesi could not receive his renunciation certificate on time. On the basis of that, the intent that he actually applied is the reason for which he should be allowed to contest. I think that the court would have made a very meaningful impact on our society. Unfortunately, hey, we are going there. Justice Kwesi is qualified to contest. The Electoral Commission cannot disqualify him. The court cannot disqualify him. Now they are using threats of the court to say that, hey, we are going to imprison him. We have the Attorney General. Akufo-Addo appointed him. The Minister for Justice will do everything possible to imprison him. Imprison him. Kwame Nkrumah came out of prison to become Prime Minister.
Roland,
unfortunately, I have only 2 minutes for you.
Yeah, 2 minutes, but Roland, I think that I am clear in my mind that...
When are you going to Assin?
I'll go to Assin North.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Assin.
No, I'll go with you.
Please, don't distract
I am
him.
clear in my mind.
Oh.
You know,
That-
today
Adam is my brother. I can't
No,
travel.
you are
Roland,
distracting.
this is a strategy to just distract me, but I'm focused. I'm clear in my mind that on Tuesday,
I will go
June
with you.
27th,
I don't need to.
on
you don't have a
Tuesday,
party.
June
I'll go
27th,
with you.
the good people of Assin North will vote again for the Honorable James Kwesi as their member of parliament. No intimidation, no abuse of state institutions by the NPP can save the NPP in Assin North come next week, Tuesday, a week from today. Roland, the argument by Kofi appears very, very ridiculous to me, for want of better word. Very ridiculous. He contested in 2012, yes. He contested in 2016, yes. But we all know how these things work. When you talk about intent, after winning the internal primaries, he applied, and you see, when you look at the judgment, the ruling in the Zanato case, the court was very, very clear that it is not at the time you submit yourself to the internal party process that determines your qualification. It means that even at the time of whether being elected as a member of parliament or as a parliamentary candidate in your own party, you may have dual citizenship, you may not be a registered voter, but as long as before the general election,
Adam,
you can acquire those, but that is it. So the gentleman applied
What
for
if
the
he had won the
renunciation
internal
certificate.
elections in 2012? What if
He would
had won the
have, by the same thing that happened, he would have
What
applied.
if he had won
So
it?
please, so because of COVID, the gentleman, but we've gone past all of that.
So now you are
argument.
on the ground.
We are on the
What's
ground.
the
Look,
message
and I
you are
must
selling?
commend
What's the message you're saying?
No, the message to the good people of Assin North.
I can tell you the message.
Why are you the one to tell us our message?
You see, Roland, let me tell
But
you.
is it not true? No.
Why are you trying to?
You don't know what they are doing.
Why?
You know what they are doing.
Okay, so I have this
Why
from.
are you running away from LGBTQ? Why are you running away from?
I have this from Chris
is it not the
from
case?
Ashaliboche.
Oh, but Roland, I'm not done. You gave him about 6 minutes.
No, I don't have the time for the 6 minutes. So I said wrap up.
Give me 2 more minutes.
Wrap up.
My wrapping up is that I must commend all the executives of the NDC and everyone and the MPs in Assin North helping Honorable Kwesi. On Tuesday, June 27th, on Tuesday, I believe the good people of Assin North will vote for justice, because what has been done to James Kwesi is a miscarriage of justice. It is an injustice that the good people will use their power as electors to ensure that they correct that injustice. That injustice. As for the overnight projects, the good people of Assin North have taken good lesson for what happened in Kumewu. As we speak, many of the road projects that they started in Kumewu, they have abandoned them.
When people want
They want, so they've abandoned the project.
Roland, with all the traffic in town, the vice president is using a bus. Is it a super digital bus? And that's coming from Chris Ashalibuche. So we have more.